In this video, we're going to be covering 7 free online tools and websites you can start using today to never, literally never run out of social media content ideas. Let's get started. Hey, what's up? My name is Jim. I'm from My Lead System Pro, and we help home business owners get results. If you are building a business online, then you understand that content is key in attracting your target market and audience. If you're like most people though, and you're trying to create content on a consistent daily basis, you've probably run into an issue where you just stop coming up with great ideas that will help your target market. It's not uncommon. Actually, everyone pretty much goes through it if you're trying to put out content on a consistent basis. In this video, we're going to be covering 7 amazing and free tools and resources you can start using today to consistently get amazing ideas for your content that you know your target market is interested in. Free tool number 1, keywords everywhere. This is an absolutely amazing extension for your browser, whether you use Chrome or Firefox. Installing this free extension is going to give you a ton of data on what people are actually searching for online. Instead of me just telling you what we're doing here, let's hop onto the laptop and I'll show you firsthand. So here we are looking at keywords everywhere. And again, this is an extension or an add-on for either your Chrome browser or your Firefox browser. And this is super easy to install. Whichever browser you are using, you would just click on install for Chrome or install for Firefox. Once it's installed as an extension, all you need to do is get a free API key. And you can do that by clicking on this Get API Key button right here. They're going to ask you for your email address and then we'll send you an API key plus the instructions to complete the installation. It should just take a few seconds for you. Once this is installed, now let's take a look what it actually does. If I come over to Google and I start searching for something, let's assume that my business is something in the health and wellness space. Let's say you could be a trainer, maybe you have a supplement or something like that, and I know I want to start creating content around ketosis. Well, I could come over to Google and start typing in ketosis. Now, typically, Google is going to show you some of the suggested keywords that people search for. But what's really cool now is with keywords everywhere activated, you actually see the keyword data. So how many searches per month these keywords are actually searched. And one little extra tip that some people don't know about is if you come in front of the word you just typed in and you put in the star and a space, that kind of acts as like a wild card. So now Google will allow anything that comes before the word ketosis as well, which is really nice because now you can start getting into some questions that are being asked. So how to get into ketosis, signs of ketosis, this is searched for 2,400 times a month, 9,900 times a month. But let's go ahead and hit enter and actually perform the search. Now, once this loads on the right-hand side of the page, Keywords Everywhere is going to give you the related keywords. So as you can see, ketosis diet, breast symptoms, strips, all of these things that are being searched for. But again, what's really powerful is if you scroll down a little bit, are these people also searched for? This is going to give you a list of exactly what people are typing into Google to learn more about ketosis. This gives you so much power in learning exactly the kind of content that you can create to attract this target market. Now, one of the really cool things about Keywords Everywhere is it actually allows you to collect keywords that you might want to be able to use in the future. So you can create a list of relevant keywords and content that you might want to actually create. So all you would do there is you can just select, maybe I want to do something on the diet plan. What is ketosis? What is ketone bodies? Benefits of ketosis? And every time I star something, it's going to be added to a list inside of Keywords Everywhere. And to access that list, you just come up to the Keywords Everywhere extension and click on My Keywords, and it will open up a new page so that you can see all the keywords that you have saved. Super powerful. Resource number 2, and I put this second because it actually ties in to Keywords Everywhere. This is a website called answerthepublic.com. Let's go ahead and dive into that one now as well. Answer the Public is one of my favorite websites, and I'm still not 100% sure why it's free, but take advantage of it while it is. All you need to do is simply type in your keyword right here and click on Get Questions. So let's go back to the same example and assume we're searching for content ideas around ketosis. Type in ketosis and click on Get Questions. Once it loads, you can scroll down, you can see an entire slew of questions that are being asked on Google based on any of these words right here. So ketosis on how, Ketosis how long, ketosis how many carbs, ketosis how much protein, where to buy ketosis strips in Canada. There are so many options here, but one thing that most people don't know about in regards to using it with keywords everywhere, while this visualization is cool, if you click on data right here, you can actually see it in a chart version where keywords everywhere provides all the data you want. So you'll notice here some of the questions that they provide you aren't actually searched. But if you take a look at the keywords everywhere data, you'll be able to find ones that actually are. For example, how ketosis works 480 times a month. And as you scroll down, there are so many options here for each and every style of question. And if you keep going down, you'll see that there are prepositions, and the same deal. You can click on data to see this information with keywords everywhere data, and you can keep scrolling down. This is an endless stream of content creation ideas. Number 3 is one of my favorite all-time places to go for content ideas. It might sound a little bit simplistic, but this is an amazing resource because you actually get to know the questions that people are asking. It's a site called Quora. It's like Yahoo questions on steroids. You go over to Quora and you can literally see what people are asking in any given niche. Not only that, but if you don't know the answer, you can actually find the answer out right there because the answers are typically given by people that know what they're talking about, right? So if you know you need to come up with a piece of content and you know the question that's being asked, but you don't know the answer, go over to Quora and learn. Let's dive into Quora right now and give you an example. Now, before you actually start utilizing Quora, you will need to create an account. You can either do that through Facebook, through Google, or just with a normal email and password. Once you are logged in, you now have access to all that Quora has to offer. So let's continue with the example we've been using. Let's assume that we are looking for questions that have to do with ketosis. So we'll come up to the search bar and we'll type in ketosis. Now we can select the topic of ketosis and nutritional ketosis, but what I want to do is just search ketosis because this gives you a really nice aggregated view of all the questions that are being asked right now on Quora about ketosis. And this is where the power is. How do you induce ketosis? Is ketosis safe? How do I determine if I'm in ketosis or not? All of these are valuable pieces of content that you can create. Now, you can use this sidebar here to drill down even farther. You can search by topic, by author, by time. You can find the most recent questions that have been asked. And by looking at how many answers there are, you can determine whether or not it's a valuable piece of content that you can create. Because if there's a lot of answers, there are a lot of people trying to chime in and add value to that question. Now, again, as I said on the intro to this platform, not only do you have the question, but you have the answers as well. So if you're coming here and you notice that something is very popular in your niche and you don't know the answer, do a little research by going into these answers and learn it. You can learn it here. You can go to Google. You can find some other ways to get knowledgeable about that question. Then not only can you create content on it, you can actually come back and answer the question for the community on Quora as well. So this is a very, very powerful place to figure out what your target market is actually asking online. Another great resource is a website called Reddit. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Reddit. You may or may not be using it though. What's really cool about Reddit is that there is a subreddit or a subgroup on Reddit for nearly any topic you could fathom. Let's go ahead and take a look at Reddit and I'll show you what I'm talking about. When you head over to reddit.com, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do a search. You're going to want to search for whatever the topic is you're looking into researching. In this case, again, let's continue on with the same example and we'll just look for ketosis. So we will type in ketosis. And once we actually complete the search, we'll notice here that there are three different communities that have to do with ketosis. And we can see how many members are in each one right here. And we can quickly see that r-keto is the king here because it has 1.5 million members. Now, do you think that if you are researching ketosis or if you're creating content on ketosis, that joining a group where there are 1.5 million people interested in what you're talking about, do you think it would be a good idea to join that or to actually jump in on the conversation? I would say yes. So if you come into our keto, now we can actually jump in and start having conversations with people that are interested in ketosis. Not only that, but you can actually see what the most popular things are here. And what's interesting in this group is that it looks like some of the most popular stuff are actually success stories and progress updates. So if you're creating content on ketosis, it might be a good thing to do some interviews or some content that celebrates success stories that have to do with ketosis. And this goes for any forum online. What you really should be doing is figuring out where your tribe or where your target market hangs out. If it's not Reddit, are they in Facebook groups? Most likely, you should join some Facebook groups so you can get in on the conversation that is happening around your niche. So the next couple that we're going to be covering are actually freemium websites, which means you can use them up to a certain point, and then you'll be asked to pay for their service. But you can still get a ton of ideas by using the free service. The first one we're going to cover is called Buzzsumo. I love Buzzsumo because it's literally an aggregate of the most popular articles on any given niche. Let's go take a look. So let's continue again with our example of looking for content topics in the health and wellness niche, in this case, something around ketosis. When I get to Buzzsumo, I'll just go ahead and type in the topic of ketosis and hit go. Now, what's really amazing about Buzzsumo is that it aggregates the most popular content in any given niche. So if I scroll down here, I can see that the most popular piece of content in regards to keto in the past year is this 7 low-carb keto Starbucks drinks to stay in ketosis. It's been shared 135,000 times. And if I continue to scroll down, I can see what is the most popular stuff that keeps getting shared in this niche. And it works for any niche, any topic you type in. What's really interesting about keto that I'm noticing here is that the most popular stuff are what we would call list articles or list content, because it's the 7 best, or the 7 low carb, or the 15 low carb keto snacks, right? Or the 7 best habits. So that is the most popular type of content inside of this niche. So knowing that, your next piece of content in this niche might be some kind of a list post. Let's scroll back up and see what kind of other information we can get here. So on the left-hand side, you have some ways to actually filter out the content. But remember, you're limited to what you can do with the free part of this service. If you would like to purchase or pay for the service, you have access to a ton of other options. But just knowing the most popular content in a niche is extremely powerful when you're looking for content to create. And Buzzsumo does a wonderful job of aggregating all of that content. Number 6 is actually a keyword research tool called KWFinder at kwfinder.com. We use this all the time, and again, it's freemium. You can search a few times daily to figure out the keywords that are being searched by your target market. So you just go over to KWFinder and we do a little bit of research. Let's go ahead and do that right now. So over at KWFinder, we're going to be doing the same thing we've been doing with the other tools. We're going to go ahead and enter in the keyword or the topic we're doing research on. In this case, let's just continue on with the same example we've been using and put in ketosis. And then we'll click on Find Keywords. Now, almost instantly, we're given a ton of data from KWFinder. If you look on the left-hand side and we scroll down, these are all keywords that are searched on Google. Not only that, but it shows you the search data, how often they are actually searched. And then you have something new that the other tools don't have, which is the keyword difficulty. If you are trying to rank the specific pieces of content that you're creating, say you have a blog or a YouTube channel, the keyword difficulty basically tells you how difficult it would be to rank a piece of content for any given keyword. Most of you, if you're just looking for topics on what to create content around, don't need to worry about this right now. But what you should look at is over here on the right are what they call the SERP results, so the search engine results. And what's really powerful about this is not only do you get the keyword, but if you look over here on the right and see what is actually ranking for that keyword, you get to understand what Google thinks is the search intent of the user that's actually searching that keyword, which means what are they actually looking for when they type in that keyword, because that is the stuff that Google ranks. So you can actually go through and click on these links and take a look at the content that is currently popular on Google, because that popular content is only there because people are finding it informational and useful on that topic. So before we leave this one, I also want to show that you can expand your search to both autocomplete and questions. So autocomplete meaning it will scrape Google for all of the things that they think are related searches in regards to the keyword that you put in. But then questions is also super powerful because it actually aggregates the questions that people are asking around a given keyword. So if we click on questions, we have how far into ketosis to lose weight, searched 40 times, but then you come down here, how many carbs ketosis? And again, let's click on that. And because the keyword is kind of weird, how many carbs ketosis, we can take a look at the content that's actually ranking and figure out what the search intent of that user is so that we can create that much more targeted content. So KWFinder, again, it's a freemium service. We personally pay for it. It's up to you if you want to. You can still get a lot of useful data from KWFinder just using the free service daily. And last but not least is a tool called Ubersuggest. Now, it's a little bit more advanced than some of the things that I've been covering, but it is free right now, and I still have no idea how it is free. Okay, so we're gonna show you right now what Ubersuggest is and how powerful it is for your content. So with Ubersuggest, we're now moving away from your simple tools and resources on how to come up with really great content creation ideas. And now we're moving more closer to a keyword research tool. And not only that, but also a competitive research tool. And I'll show you what that means in just a second here. When you come to Ubersuggest, just like the other tools we've been looking at, you're going to want to enter a keyword, or in this case, also a domain of a competitor. I'll cover that in just a second. But let's continue with the example to see what kind of stuff we can get from Ubersuggest. So we'll go ahead and enter in ketosis one more time, and we'll click search. So Ubersuggest was recently acquired by Neil Patel, who is a beast in the digital marketing space. And since he acquired it, Ubersuggest has become an amazing, amazing tool. And I'm not sure how much longer he's going to keep it free, because with something like this as a free option, a service like KWFinder may have a tough time competing in the marketplace, because this does a really great job of providing the same kind of data. So let's take a look at what we have here. The keyword ketosis, search volume, SEO difficulty, paid difficulty. Again, this is if you're worried about ranking, but we'll scroll down. And again, just like some of the other tools, we're given the keyword ideas as well as the search volume. And if you click on any of these arrows right here, you get to take a look at the SERP results, which again is a great way to figure out the search intent, or what Google feels is the search intent of the user, which means you can get a much better feel for the type of content or the type of questions you need to answer in order for your target market to find it useful. So this is the overview page. You can also click on keyword ideas. And again, you're going to be given a ton of ideas and a ton of keywords, and you can set filters to be able to filter out some things here and there. And again, just like KWFinder, you're given the SERP results, so you can take a look at what is actually currently ranking. Now, if we again come back over here and click on content ideas, which again is pretty fantastic, it gives you some pretty amazing content ideas similar to what Buzzsumo would, because not only do you get to see what is ranking high, but you also get to see the kind of share counts and why it's ranking high. Okay, so you can click on these and take a look at the content that's already doing really well, so you can compare and contrast with what you're currently doing or what you're going to try to be doing when you create your own content. Now, when you go past the Ubersuggest and you get down to Traffic Analyzer, this is where it gets really interesting, because you can now start analyzing competitive domains and competitive keywords. So let's take, for example, Neil Patel. One of his competitors might be Digital Marketer, another beast in the digital marketing space. So if we were to click on overview here and type in digitalmarketer.com and click search, if Digital Marketer was a competitor of ours, we would get a lot of very useful data to see what is ranking for them. So if we scroll down, we can see how they are doing in terms of ranking, their top SEO pages, how much stuff is getting shared, how many backlinks are pointing to it. Now, again, this goes beyond just creating simple content or coming up with content creation ideas for your social media posts, but I wanted to go over this because it's super, super powerful to know what the top dogs in your space are currently doing and the type of content they're putting out. So I would highly encourage you to do some research on your competitors, on the top dogs in your space, to figure out what they're doing so that you can kind of get some really good ideas and some inspiration on what you could do to break into that space. Now, again, with a traffic analyzer, you have the ability to check out the domain's top pages, the keywords they are ranking for, and then SEO analyzer. Again, it's beyond the scope of this video, but you can run a site audit on your own website if you have one. You can check out the backlinks. Again, this is a very, very powerful tool with some really amazing features, most of which, if you're just looking for content creation ideas, you might not need to use. But even if you're just using it for that, you can get some amazing ideas from Ubersuggest. So there you have it. There are 7 free tools and resources you can start using today to never run out of content ideas for your social media posts, whether it's a blog, a YouTube video, a podcast, anything like that. They will all work. So if you like today's video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell button so you're reminded every single time we put out a new piece of content. And then in the comments, we'd love to hear what you think. If you think that there's something that I missed, let me know what it is, share it with the community so we can all prosper from it. So if you want more free training just like this to help you grow your business online, click the link in the description. We'll see you on the next video.